Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you know, I talk a lot about productivity, especially how I use different tech to get most out of my workflows. And I thought today might be a good time to take you through my entire desk setup. Not a tour, but more importantly, how I actually position different techs on my setup to make sure I have an efficient way of working. So let's start with the most basic in terms of the desk setup, which is the desk itself. Okay, this is where I find most of the people getting things wrong. When it comes to choosing a desk, don't look at the space that's available to you and then go out there and buy a desk. Rather look at your requirements. So you need to sit down and write down what do you need on your desk. Do you need a monitor? Do you need a secondary monitor? Do you need speakers? Do you need chargers? You might not have answer to all those questions, but you should have the skeleton of everything. So if you work in stock market, you might want 2 monitors. If you work in editing and photography like myself, I don't like to have too much distraction. Maybe I'll just go with 1 monitor. And if you're a student, you might need 2 monitors. So it really depends on what do you need. So you need to start writing things down in terms of what are your requirements. So once you've got your requirements there, you then need to find out what are the things that you absolutely need on your desk every single day. So for example, you definitely need your laptop, you 100% need your monitor, you need your mouse and keyboards. Do you need your speakers? Do you need your chargers, right? Do you need your ebook reader? And do you need your notebook on the desk itself? So you need to first make sure you have a list of things that you actually need on your desk all the time, right? Once you got that, then you need to go out in the market and look at, okay, what do I need to buy? So what size of monitor do I need? Do I need 32-inch monitor or 27-inch monitor? Then speakers, what are the rough dimensions of those speakers? And again, do I need any chargers on my setup? Or any MagSafe chargers? What are their dimensions? And do I need a monitor stand? These are the kind of things you need to ask yourself so that you have a very concrete requirements in place. Once you got your requirements done, you can then go out there and start thinking about, okay, now what is the size of desk I need? So never ever go and look at your room and say, okay, I've only got 100 centimeter, I can only get 100 centimeter desk. Because the whole point of getting a desk is to make sure you're productive. But you cannot be productive if you go with whatever is available. So you need to first define what are your requirements. Okay, so let's say you got your requirements now. Let's take an example, right? You need 1 monitor, you need a couple of speakers, you need a charger, and maybe you need an ambient lighting, pretty much like what I have just behind me. So once you have that, then you start to have your rough dimensions. What is the length you need? So let's say you come up to about 120 centimeter. Leave about 10 centimeter more, just in case, right? So you go to 130 centimeter. So now the room that only had 100 centimeter space for you, you start to realize that wasn't enough. And that's exactly how I want you to think. So if you want to create a desk setup which is productive, which is efficient, which is able to help you get things done, this is how you need to think. Okay, so now your length of your desk is sorted. Next part is the depth of the desk. This is one of those areas where people get it totally wrong. They go into IKEA. I mean, I love IKEA, by the way, but you go into IKEA, you look at the standard desk, it's 60 centimeter depth. It's not enough. It's simply not enough. If you want to create a productive setup, you have your monitor on your setup and you have your keyboards and mouse and stuff like that, then 60 centimeters is definitely not enough. If you're only having your laptop on your desk, then yeah, that's totally fine. And the reason for that is because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm typing, I need to rest my arms on the desk, or at least have the armrest on my chair leveled with my desk, so I can rest my arms on the desk whilst typing. And with that approach, I'm able to type for much longer. I don't feel the stiffness on my wrist. I don't feel the pain on my shoulders. It's much more ergonomic. So definitely make sure that you get a desk which is deep enough for you to be able to type comfortably. I would say my recommendation is about 80 centimeter. The bare minimum you should go for 70, nothing less than 70 centimeter, right? So that's the first thing you need to do. So go out there, write your requirements, get your length of your desk and the depth of the desk. Once you've done that, the second thing you need to find out is, what sort of material do you like? Would you like wood, or do you want to get, a different material? Do you want to get, I don't know, marble, whatever suits you, whatever you like. Again, my recommendation is getting wood because it's more natural, if it's more robust. Don't get these IKEA cheap wood. Go out there and get proper, genuine. I've got the American walnut wood. It's pretty good. It's robust enough, and it's got a bit of this natural look to it, and I quite like that. So if you're like me, man, and that's the kind of look you're going for, then don't go to IKEA and look at these laminated desks. They're definitely not wooden desks, and they will damage over time. So because mine is proper wood, it will genuine wood. It will last for longer, and I like it. I like the feeling of it. So that's me, but you can be different, and that's totally fine. But as I said, that's not the most important part. The most important part is what you already answered. What's the length and the depth of your desk you need? Okay, so now you've got everything covered. So now it's about shopping time. What you will find quite quickly is that a lot of the desks wouldn't fit your criteria. They're too big or too small. So then you need to, I wouldn't say go back to your drawing board. I would say then look for DIY solutions. you know, for me, I couldn't find a desk that was exactly same size I wanted. So then I went out and I looked out for local warehouses and actually found one close to my house. And then I, you know, went in there and got my desk cut to measurement to exactly how I wanted, which is really good. And I'm sure there are loads of these available across the market. So it depends where you're living. Just go out there and, you know, first find out in the market if there's a ready-made solution for you. If not, then go out and get a custom-made one. But yeah, definitely, you know, make sure you don't compromise on your requirements. Once you've got that nailed, lock it, close it, and then go out and shop for your desk which fits your requirements. Okay, let's say you landed on a DIY solution like I did. The challenge with that is you only get the desktop. You don't get the legs, you don't get the bottom support. Then you go out there and shop for more things like a frame, like, you know, legs and all that stuff. So for me, I've been through both different experiences. I've had a full frame from IKEA, and then I removed the frame completely and I got just the drawers underneath. And the reason I went with the IKEA frame initially is because I thought, you know, the top of the desk is quite heavy. I need something quite sturdy. But what I found that it wasn't. You know, it was always wobbling around, and for me, that's a bit misleading. So I thought, you know what, I need to find another way. And actually, it was really hard for me to organize things. It was just too much, you know, underneath the desk. It didn't feel the way I wanted it to feel. You know, it's still very cluttered because there's so many things I couldn't do because those legs were in the way. So what I done instead, I removed it completely. Got these two drawers from IKEA, and these are fantastic. You've probably seen these on every single setup, but they're really, really good. You know, they're really good for organization. You can buy extra trays that you place inside the drawers. It helps you organize your tech really, really nicely. And you can see on my setup how I've organized these different things using these drawers. And I would definitely recommend going out there and getting at least one of these with these drawer organizers, because it just helps you find home for everything that's on your desk that doesn't need to stay on the display, like random USB-C wires, like a hard drive, like a power bank. You know, you need these things on your setup next to you where you're working, but you don't essentially need them on the display. So you need to find a home for these things, but it needs to be quite accessible. For me, if you need anything on your desk, it should be placed in a place where you don't need to get up from your chair. So if you are able to access the area without getting off from your chair, then that's the optimal way of creating a setup. Because what I found is as soon as you create a friction within your workflow, it breaks your productivity. So you need to make sure that there's a flow. So that's the reason I've gone with the drawers. I actually gone with two, and I recommend adding two as well because it just gives you more space, more the better, and then you can organize it like you want. But yeah, definitely recommend these, and they are actually quite sturdy. And what I found is when my desk was on the frame, it was much more wobbly compared to when they're on these drawers. I feel like they're much more sturdier, and they also look very nice. So that's the desk, the frame, and the desk organizers, which are sitting underneath the desktop. Okay, so that was quite a lot to go through today. I think we should probably break this video down into a few parts. So today was the fundamental part, and I think you should spend a lot of time making sure you get the measurements right. Because believe me, if you get this part wrong, it doesn't matter. Everything else will be, you know, messy because you either not have enough space or have too much of space to organize it afterwards. So make sure you write your requirements down first, find out what you actually need, and then go out there and start shopping for your desk and your frame. So most of the time when it comes to requirements, you kind of put the most basic things down, but there are certain things that you'll find that you might need afterwards once you create a setup. For example, in my case, I never thought I would need a charger on my setup, which is, you know, like a charging dock. But then when I realized that I can't have too many wires, you know, running around my desk to charge different tech items, I just need a charging station. And that's when I added a charging station. So there are certain things that you'll find as you work on your setup that you might need down the line. That's why I said, you know, don't just get exactly what you need at the time you're creating your setup. Always leave a bit of a wiggle room so you can add a few things if you need to later on. So that's it for today, guys. We're going to break this video down into a few episodes because there's so much to cover, and I want you guys to kind of take it away and come back to me with feedback, and I can then incorporate new details in the following videos. But the next episode, we're going to talk about the top layer of the setup. What are the other things that you need, and the furnitures maybe, or accessories that you need before we start talking about tech, because there are certain things that you still need, in my experience, before you even start adding monitors and other peripherals and things like that on your setup, just to make sure that it's complete. And once you've done that, we can then start talking about which monitor, which mouse, which keyboard, and if you're an Apple ecosystem, I can definitely give you my recommendation. You're not obliged to follow my recommendation, but hopefully it will help you in your process. So if you're looking to create a desk setup that is productive, that's efficient, that's able to help you get things done, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.